Hello, my name is Kelly Roberts and welcome to Simone Designs. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make one of my favorite things to make. It's a mini album card. Some years ago I was playing around with some ideas. As many of you know, I'm originally a card maker. I started making greeting cards in 2006 and I love it. So one day I was messing around and I decided to see what it would look like to put two cards together when the mini albums were becoming really popular some years ago. So I did that and it turned out really nice. So I've been doing it ever since and it's a wonderful gift. So this is just a sample of one that I recently made. It's basically two cards stapled together and you put your pictures in here, your journaling, and I like to type mine up on the computer. And then you can embellish it with all kinds of things. Yeah, so this is kind of the idea of what we're going to be making today. You could even put stuff on the back. Yeah, so this is my Love Always mini album card featuring pictures from my husband and I's anniversary back in January. So stay tuned. Okay, the first thing you want to do is get a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and we're going to cut this paper in half, so we'll end up with two pieces that are measuring 6 by 12 inches. So you cut that in half, so you end up with two pieces here. Then we're going to fold each one in half. And this is a really fun project. I know journaling is still pretty popular these days, and mini albums and all of that, so I really love this idea because it's a lighter weight version of a mini album because it's just from cardstock. And most of you have cardstock that you can use. Or sometimes making a mini album in the past you had to have chipboard or some heavier material. So yeah, this is a really fun idea. And I'm using my little bone folder that's been used so much. It looks like some cat gnawed on it or something. Okay, so you're going to put these two pieces together. And when we're done, we're going to staple. I have a long arm staple, so we'll put a couple staples here. And then you can put some sort of paper in here to kind of like disguise it so it's not so obvious that it's stapled. But you want it to be secure. Okay, now that we got the basics down, we're going to get our pattern paper and decide which ones are going to go where. So I'll be back when I figure that out. Okay, while I was away, I figured some things out. But first what I did was I laid all the pattern paper in. So on the front cover it's two pieces of pattern paper, this lavender and this geo print. And I used pattern paper from this collection, Craft Factory Creations. In fact, everything I'm using is from this collection. It was a kit I got from HSN, and it came with these stickers, it came with rub-ons, it came with all sorts of little die cuts, so we'll be working with those for our embellishments. So right now, like I said, I have the basic parts done, and I put down the pattern paper first for all the pages, and I try to match the pattern paper throughout the book so it feels cohesive. So the paper that I use on the front I'll also use inside, and I'll usually get two of each pattern to use throughout the little booklet. And also I like to kind of distress my edges with my fingers or my scissors. Yeah, I don't like everything to look so perfect. I kind of like it to look a little lived in. So I kind of went around the edges here. And the tape that I use is this Scotch double-sided tape. I really like using this because you really want your book to be held together so it doesn't fall apart, you know, in the future years. So this is what we have so far. This black paper is really dynamic, and since the pictures and the story of this card includes my husband, I try not to make it too girly because he's very much a man, I tell you. So I don't want to insult him by having a whole bunch of frilly stuff on there. So see how I use the same papers throughout. So I just wanted you to see how I kind of put it together. So this is the last page we'll work with. And I don't put tape all throughout. I just put enough tape, to hold it. Because I like the images to kind of be a little free and loose, but definitely secure though. That's really important. So you want your pieces to be really secure. And I like this travel looking paper since this was a trip that we took. It was a local trip, but a trip is a trip. I'll put this picture here. And one thing I like to do is take a picture of each page sometimes when I'm working on these, just to kind of see how I like it before I put it down permanently, so I can always go back and adjust it if I need to. And especially using this double-sided tape, there's a possibility that you can lift it up before it's too permanent and readjust it. And another thing that I do sometimes with these journaling areas is I'll put a darker color around it just so it can pop up more. But for this case, I just decided you guys will get the idea. Yeah, so using your fingers and your crafts is really a good thing to do. Like I've heard it said, your fingers are your best tools. So we'll be using my fingers here. And it's okay if it tears a little bit, and just as long as you can still read what we have here. And also I kind of feel like doing this kind of creates a border, so it kind of stands off of the purple paper. So that's what we have so far. And now we can go back and look at embellishments. Now I had so many to pick from, but I kind of like this flower here and the love sentiment. So I may go with that on the front, so we'll see. Also, I have these metallic stickers that are kind of pretty, so I'm not sure. So let's just play around with this for now. And this, I like using this flower because it does give a little more color, so it's not too bland. So you can go like something like that with a cover. And then we have more embellishments to choose from. This one says, "You make the world amazing." And it's a little globe. So of course I'm going to de-stress it a little bit. It's probably better to use the scissors for this so you don't get a paper cut. But my hands are veteran paper distressors, so I think I'm okay. So I don't know, I may put that over here. And then I put this little food symbol over here since we're talking about food. And if you guys have a El Torito's Grill near you, it is amazing, and I love how they make the fresh tortillas, and the salsa is so good. So that's one of our favorite places to go. And then the last page, I'm not sure if this is a little crooked or not, so I'll check that out. But I had these little tags. I may put these little tags here and put a little something in the hole. And it kind of carries out our metallic gold and black and lavender colors. So we'll see. So I will come back with the final project. Okay everyone, here's our finished project. I was looking at the front and I just wasn't feeling that flower, so I took it off. It just looked a little too busy, especially with the background being a little bit busy. So far I think I'm pleased with this, with the little geo dots here and love always. And I went around and kind of stressed the edges here, and it makes it kind of stand out. Then on our inside page, we have this. So I add the little thicker stickers, the arrow and the hearts. And this looks pretty good. Then I added these little plates since we were talking about food. And they look like something you'd see at a Mexican restaurant. And the last page, I went with more of the little metallic geo dots here and the little tag. Yeah, and that's it. So what I'll do is I will staple here, a couple staples just to hold it together, and our project is complete. So I hope you're inspired to try this project. Use some of your stash that you have. You know, a lot of us have a lot of cardstock and pattern paper just sitting around, and this makes a terrific gift like I mentioned earlier. And I know all the people that I've made it for, they've cherished it, and it's something that people don't want to get rid of. So those are the kind of cards that you want to make, the ones that are so amazing that people want to keep them forever. So thanks for visiting, and I hope you have a great day.